Hey everyone, my name is Dave and I'm the album review guy, and today I'm excited to bring to you my exclusive review of the brand new Jon Anderson and the Band Geeks album, True, due to be released on the 23rd of August, and special thanks to Frontier Records for sending me a copy to review for you guys out there. Now, Anderson and the Geeks started to tour together early in 2023 after Jon had heard some of their music celebrating the very golden age of Yes music from the 70s. For those not yet familiar with the Band Geeks, they started life as the house band for the Band Geek podcast, an internet show created by Richie Castellano, probably most famous for his time in Blue Öyster Cult. The band became really popular on YouTube with their detailed and accurate recreations of music by artists like Queen, Toto, Black Sabbath and Yes, which earned the Band Geeks a respected following, garnering over 30 million views. No mean achievement at all. Now, Jon and the Geeks did some dates back in April and May of 2023, and it really proved to be a lot of fun for all concerned. So fast forward to this year, and they have been out touring together again, but in May, Jon announced that there would be a new album featuring the Band Geeks, probably to the surprise of many, myself included, but great news nonetheless. Apart from Jon on vocals, Geeks founder Richie Castellano is on bass guitar, keyboards and vocals. Andy Ascolese plays drums and percussion as well as keyboards and vocals. Andy Graziano is on guitars and vocals. Christopher Clark is on keyboards. Robert Kipp is on Hammond organ and vocals. And Anne-Marie Nachio is on additional vocals. They're a super talented outfit, and previous videos I've seen by them have always exuded such energy and fun. It's quite a lengthy album to savour at just under 60 minutes, with 9 newly created tracks under the guise of this album. The first 2 tracks are the ones that were pre-releases and were noted for the bright and fun soundscapes throughout each of these. I've previously done a reaction to each, and I will put links above so you can catch those after you've watched this review. Both were very radio-friendly tracks and represented what I believe to be the very best homage to these traditional Yes sounds, probably more in the 1980s style, and it's good to gain an appreciation of those glorious tones once again. Back to this album though, and track 3 is called Counties and Countries, and after all the emotion of those opening tracks, we settle into a near 10-minute piece with a beautiful acoustic opening before the big sound of the band takes over. It has an extended introduction, giving the band a chance to really show off their skills. The Anderson vocals are introduced at around 1.5 minutes as a soft, descriptive welcome to the higher place, with the music the subtle carrier of that great voice that shows no sign of deserting him just yet in this mainly acoustic section. There's a bridge section that follows, and this gives a chance for some cool harmonies to be added to support Anderson that are fresh and exciting. It's a lovely section, and there's even the sound of a harp in there as well. The tempo changes are well managed by Andy Ascolese on drums, who has more than a passing resemblance to the style of Alan White. The Hammond lead at 6 minutes is vintage Waitman in quality. This is a lovely track. It reminded me of a little of the Anderson track Summer Born, and enjoys a rather grand anthemic close to it. Build Me an Ocean is a short ballad with a soft piano opening to it. It has that classic Anderson statement feel to it, with the subject being peace and forgiveness this time. Still a Friend has a bright opening, and is most memorable for an exceptional bass line from Castellano and a side guitar from Graziano. The track bounces along at a decent rate of knots, but is one of the lesser tracks on the album so far. Next up is Make It Right, and this starts with some flamenco guitar playing, which is cool and continues once the vocals start. It's a pleasant variation on the album, and it's a slower number, but the Anderson lyrics are strong and clear. It's a song celebrating life in a style from which Anderson excels in. The organ accompaniment is nice. At about 3.5 minutes, the soundscapes expand as a gorgeous lead guitar is executed. The theme of heaven is well explored, with a semi-gospel feel to the ending of the song. Realization Part 2 is next, and I'm at an immediate loss as to wonder what happened to Part 1. Any ideas out there? It is a gentle-paced song full of harmonies. There's a nice Hammond organ again in there, and some bongos helping the rhythm along. It's got a real sunshine soundscape to it and speaks about life from a point of view of only getting out what you put in. There's quite a distinct African tribal sound that would not be out of place on a Peter Gabriel album, but it's a pretty cool track. The penultimate track is one that Anderson says he's extremely proud of, and it's called Once Upon a Dream, lasting 16.5 minutes, and it's very much in the style of Close to the Edge or The Gates of Delirium. The start has a military feel to it, and my mind can't help but wonder that it's like the opening to Ritual from Tales from Topographic Oceans. The singing starts with Anderson on his own, but then with some harmonies and chanting words and some tick-a-tick-tays. I'm thinking of Girl Loves Me from David Bowie's Black Star album here. There's a first crescendo at about 1.5 minutes, as this is the first stage of the musical transitions with a celebratory feel to it. The singing is bold and focused, with full supporting harmonies coming from the Geeks. At 3 minutes, the track changes for a first consolidation section, before the style changes into a more relaxed approach, as there are a couple of call and response sections with the band that work very nice as Anderson sings Here We Go to the Heart of the Sunrise. There's then a section that reminds me a little of Going for the One, with some sweeping piano being played and a beautiful slide guitar caressing along the top of the music. The guitar being played at this point is the closest we get to the style of Steve Howe on the whole of the album. I close my eyes at this point and I am totally back in the 70s once more. Really very emotional. At halfway in the song now, and the track slows itself right down as a dreamlike section takes over. There's some lovely acoustic guitar playing along with that slide guitar again, as Anderson sings about achieving freedom. The track begins to increase intensity from around the 12-minute mark, as a dramatic church organ solo plays over the band, all playing at full force. There's some quite dramatic drum fills as well. At 14 minutes, the track explodes to a crescendo, as it begins to start to sum itself up, repeating some of the earlier vocal patterns again. It's a beautifully written and performed piece that's really worthy of the price of the album on its own. As the title suggests, Once Upon a Dream is just that, a view of a better world that we all live in hope more than expectation of experiencing. The album ends with a track called Thank God, which is a celebration of having a higher being there with you throughout. It ties in the previous track and the whole of the album together really, and ends what has been a most enjoyable journey. Overall, a very high-quality album made by a master singer and wordsmith, and a band of musicians high in skill and delivery that does create some vintage sound of Yes at their peak, but also carves out its own individuality, and that is important to acknowledge, as it's not a tribute album at all. It's a highly engaging piece of modern progressive rock music that is rich in word and melody and will rightly hold its own position in musical history over the years to come. Of that, I have no doubts. I strongly urge you to pre-order this album now, or make sure you visit your local stockists on the 23rd of August, as you will want to ensure you are among the first to witness this magnificent album. I can only give it 10 out of 10 really, as I feel that this will be an album that will feature in many, many Album of the Year charts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section underneath the video title. Hit like if you have enjoyed the video, and click subscribe if you want to hear more. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.